How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, I know you were expecting me to say howdy, but with this game I felt that we should up the tone a little bit, just a touch. The reason for it is elementary, which I'm sure will help you understand what the game will be. But just to keep you in suspense a little bit longer, this is one more game for the isolation playlist. This is one more free game that we can enjoy to our heart's content without paying a penny. The reason for which is I will deduce as time goes on, but for now we shall just enjoy the game as Steam has given to us. Without any further ado, the game is Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. This is a chat-based game where you solve crimes as Sherlock Holmes would. So we have our mug of tea. We have our get-up. Unfortunately, the top hat is going to have to come off, but I understand I'll be able to put Sherlock Holmes in one. So spiffing. Without any more ado, ladies and gentlemen, we shall get on with the cases. Here we go. Chapter 1 is rather fitting for what we're about to do. There he is. The man thingy. Okay, he's trying to shoot at us. Did not expect that. Cool.
Holmes, will you stop that?
He has a lot of bullets in that gun. That's all I'm going to say.
You are utterly mad.
A little bit. Nice slippers though. And a nice, morning coat.
Stop, Holmes!
Dressing down.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course
Aren't
it
you
is.
supposed to be
And you
in charge?
almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Oh, of course I was.
Blindfolded.
What else would I be doing?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Lestrade? Yes.
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
Elementary.
He can see
So,
me.
I do know
Well,
some
here it
bits
is,
about
and
Sherlock
it's a good
Holmes.
one, Mr. Holmes.
I'm
Gentleman by the
sure
name of
quite a few of
Peter
you
Carey,
may have watched the
also known as Black.
Benedict
He's
Cumberbatch
been murdered.
series.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
I can't
It's the
remember
only
her name.
exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old.
Interesting.
An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia.
Okay, not such a nice guy.
Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for
Sounds
6
lovely.
years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Not so lovely.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I don't know
should
who the
have
merry
Mrs.
men are.
Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
Well, you're going to be useless
I
then,
shall
Watson,
go
aren't you?
alone then.
Okay, yeah. So I played the first 10 or so minutes of this game. Not 10 or so, like 5 or so minutes of this game. So I know that there's a lot of cutscene in this where it's like you're traveling and stuff. So I will cut those out. So maybe a fair few bits of that. But I do know, most importantly, that we get to decide on what we look like, which is just spiffing, isn't it? And how do I do that? Oh, I do it like this. I don't really want to bother. I do want to bother with the makeup, actually. But I think I would like to put us into a... Ooh, no, wait a minute. That looks about right for what we're wearing, doesn't it? Spiffing. Let's go to the makeup table. I understand that I can give you a top hat. There it is. Wonderful, isn't it? I hope you agree. So this is, yes, a free-to-play game. I don't know how many chapters of this there are, or how many of them are free. If that's like, you may have to buy the other ones. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I will find out. I believe we are going to Woodman's Lee first, the site of our most gruesome of murders. But so far, I know that you travel around the whatever areas you're in. I haven't done anything that far into this one yet. Putting together clues and stuff like that. There'll be little challenges and bits and pieces you have to put together. You gather all your clues and you make a deduction at the end of it. You can make a deduction, and it's one of those games that compares you to other people, or the other players who play the game. It has a sort of telltale feel as well to the game, which I really like. I love the telltale games, and this one kind of has that same sort of feel as well. In the kind of, display style, the graphic style.
My husband's body.
Even the way gameplay is kind of really done with it, but the Sherlock Holmes element of it is very cool.
Allow me to introduce you to Miss... I'll wait for you
Okay,
in
I
front
sound
of the
like
cabin, Mr. Rose.
Sorry.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Anything unusual?
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual?
I missed my top
on the
hat
night of
already.
the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
So he was the pirate, basically, is what I understand. Evening before the murder, however, what was he
what
like?
occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
What a dick. I mean,
Do you remember at
terrible
what
lout.
time you found your husband's body?
That's more
In the
whatever,
morning,
isn't it?
at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
What's this button? Oh. What is this button? Oh, an examination of her. So we can put together a portfolio, no doubt. Okay. Are they bloodstained? No, that's just flowers on them. Okay, what else am I looking for? Okay, cool. Character portrait is completed. Spiffing. Did you have any visitors?
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Of the
No, I don't think
disreputable
so.
sort?
I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
From the hunting and butchery of...
You have
His
indeed
animals.
suffered
Yes,
a
of
great
course.
loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
Oh, that's nice.
He was
and devoted.
different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr.
Yes,
Holmes.
because
Oh,
of the
how do you know
pilgrimage. Oh, I have to justify it. Pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de
Because the rosary beads.
Compostela when you were young.
Sorry, it says
That
that there, my
much is
bad.
evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a
I'm not sure
young
how well
sailor.
this game is going to translate
And you
over into
married
a
him soon
Let's Play kind of thing.
That is
And I'll try and
indeed
edit it down so
what
it's kind of a bit more exciting or whatever for it. Or maybe take out some
Thank
of the
you,
kind of
madam.
longer puzzles if there are anything that's particularly whatever. So we kind of can just get the evidence all together. That'd be nice. But still, like, I really recommend it as a
It
game
seems
to
that the
grab from
yard
Steam to
will
keep you going for a little bit.
It seems that the
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have a man who has been impaled to the wall by a harpoon. Yes, not exactly your typical method of murder, but back then, possibly quite regular. As we can see, the harpoon has been taken from his wall rack and used to jab him with. In this box we found a set of boots which we managed to not match up to the boot print outside, so therefore it is most likely the murderer's. He was found with a couple of drinking glasses, a bottle of rum and some smoke. So he was most likely having a drink with a friend beforehand, and he was dressed. So for a guy who's retired and whatever, I'm guessing they think it's serious. We also found a knife and a notebook in the pool of blood at his feet. The knife was apparently his, which he potentially used to defend himself. And now we are working on the assumption that we can set up an ambush for whoever was trying to get in last night. We will talk to him and hopefully set up an ambush.
What?
Night.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Okay.
Oh, you've lost me.
Well, keep up, Lestrade.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried
Excessively
to force
probable.
it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight,
Of
when they will be
course.
better prepared.
I know you were thinking it.
So what do you propose?
You commit a murder and
We
get
shall
away with
remain
it.
on the outside,
You ever thought
near the
about that?
window, where we stand the
You
best
ever
chance
thought like
of
when you watch
catching sight
CSI
of the
or
visitor.
whatever?
Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols.
I'm so
We have
prepared
a
to
long
commit a murder and
night
get away with
ahead
it
of
these
us.
days. I mean, I haven't. I'm just asking, trying to get a range for the people who watch this channel. Right, from the window seems the best
This
bet.
looks like the perfect hiding place.
Perfect. Thank you, Holmes. Spot of tea. I hope you've all got a spot of tea today. How'd you take your tea? Black corn sugar. I was saying recently, normally milk. Do you put the milk in first or after? That is the question. Ooh.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, they probably heard you as well, mate. Not that far from the front door. So you mean he's got that very kind of telltale view?
There's someone there.
Yes, there is. Well done.
I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
I know you didn't voice acting for Holmes in this. Who have we got then? Lestrade.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing?
Oh, he's just a young bugger, isn't
You're
he?
detectives, I suppose. You imagine that
I
I'm connected with the
suppose.
death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent?
Hmm.
And what are you doing in his cabin?
Exactly,
Shall I
Lestrade. Very
tell you?
suspicious.
You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
Very suspicious.
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this.
Couldn't bear the guilt
Off we
anymore.
go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
Very
What?
well.
But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Is it now?
Enough.
Tell it to the judge,
You
boy.
can explain all of that to the judge.
Okay, you're gonna
You're
say that
coming with
anyway.
me to
Sorry.
the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
I can tell.
You
mate.
are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Yeah, suspicious. Yeah, there's a lot of this, I think. There's a lot of the carriage scene where you go back and forth between different whatever. You grab some evidence from here and there and whatever. So we're going to continue from this bit. And here we are at Scotland Yard. I'm not sure how many locations there are in this game, but this is the first like,
Holmes, can I help you?
investigation. So I imagine it's
Good
quite
morning,
broad.
Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was
And this is
arrested
only tutorial
at
level,
Woodman's
so
Lee.
this is a lot guided.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is this clearly an error where Sherlock Holmes is highly respected? Let's do the evidence first so we know what to question him on, shall we? How did you try and stop talking like this?
These are the suspects.
I'm not. I mean, it stops me from swearing, I suppose. I don't. A bugger is about as bad as it gets, isn't it? Rotate it. Oh, of course there would be. Right.
From R. Dawson
Yep.
to my friend
Partner.
and partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Which is back at your flat. I'm just going to take the ring, apparently.
with the initials JHN. A pocket
That seems a bit
knife.
posh for a
It
kid
was
like
used
that.
to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
And notebook.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations.
Okay, I'm gonna go back home real quick and find out what these things mean. And then we're going to good question. So, my friends, what we have found out is that this little scruff here is wearing his father's jacket because it's too short for him, but also very expensive material. He has a ring belonging to his father and is on the hunt for what happened to his father's papers of the company. Apparently they resurfaced at some point at an auction house because Peter Carey was selling them, otherwise known as Black Pete. So we're on our way to try and find out how the two have met up, which is thought to be, I guess, in the books back at Woodman Lee's. So up on his shelf, one of the booklets that we haven't finished with yet apparently is his logs from his ship travels. So we're going to thumb through those and see what we can find in them. And hopefully it'll be another clue. There you go.
1883. That's the one I need.
Yes, it is, Holmes. Well done. And we need
This
August.
is the crew. Log notes for August.
Okay,
Canadian Pacific Railway. CPR.
that's the
A
one.
torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere.
For how much?
very recently.
250,000.
There are 3 ways of discovering
Holy
what
crap.
happened in
I mean,
August of 1883 aboard
bugger.
the Sea Unicorn.
Sorry.
The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man.
Not
The
so easy.
last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Okay, now how are we going to do that? This is where, again, we jump back to our clues that we have so far, and we try and link a couple up, I suppose. Swift actions. Peter Carey was armed with his knife, but he did not use it. Okay, don't know how that's a guess, really. So, experiment required. So we need to experiment with a harpoon. This is going to be interesting.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you be, Holmes? Is there anything else left on that shelf, or are we done with it? I think we're done with it. Alright then, folks. We are here to, I guess, harpoon a pig carcass.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much.
Ah, you
What
pansy.
do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
That sounds like fun,
A
actually.
little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Fair enough.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Thank you, Watson. Okay. Oh, okay, this is actually harder than I thought it was going to be. Oh, right, it's not release, it's click again. Okay, this is...
The harpoon
wasn't too bad,
struck
was
the
it?
body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
Alright, fair enough. Watson, you have a go, mate, alright? A second try. Although I'm a bit off the X.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or
Just amazing.
diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
I am that chance
yes.
in 1,000.
Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
It's only 2, mate. We could have them for
Very
dinner.
well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Sorry, I can hear fly in my ear here. Just bothering me. Okay, anyway, so what has that given us? So we've got bond certificate, which we need to link up. I think we could probably do that in the evidence room. We have questioned the heck out of her. We have Peter Carey pinned to that. I have no idea what that's about. Don't know who these 2 people are yet, but there they go. John Lundigan seems not to be a usual thief. Okay, so we go back to the thing and we can possibly find out the CPR thing, or whatever it is. Lestrade, new facts, and we've also sent off a group of kids to try and track down some of the sailors in the notebook. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lead on one of them, we can find them, and we can try and find out what happened when Nelligan's dad, father, whatever we call it, and Black Pete met up while they were sailing together. But for right now, we're gonna... okay, we're not gonna... Oh yeah, he wouldn't see me, my bad.
I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
How are you?
Interesting.
Let me be the
Great
judge of
job.
that.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Oh, will you?
Let us hope so.
That sounds
Oh yes, and
threatening.
one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, a fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
He's so scathing. He's doing very well.
Be brought here.
My name is
think he's
Liam
gonna
Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Why wouldn't you
Well,
talk to me? Like, if
we
you're
shall
innocent,
see.
why wouldn't you talk to me? Okay, so yeah, this is Mr. Liam Huxley.
Tell me,
Hurley.
Mr. Hurtley,
I don't
what
okay,
were you
call him
doing
Huxley.
at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Oh, really? But we know your boots match.
The second pair of boots that...
Footprints? That's your proof? How many
Yes.
men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Oh, it says that you've been there, though, doesn't it?
So tell me, Mr.
Well,
Hurtley,
you're more likely to be
what
there.
did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
And we know about it because we've done your letter now as well, so give it up.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
Yeah, don't worry, mate, I
A touch of
gotcha.
chemistry, nothing special.
Not showing off at all there, Holmes, but
You're a
whatever.
smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley.
I don't believe you at all. Oh, we can do an inspection on him as well, can we? Not sure what this one's going to reveal, but okay. So, I don't believe this guy for... Ooh, okay, we have that old scar. I don't believe this guy for a second, do we? You don't believe him, right? I'm not the only one here. Handkerchief with a crested, nice. Grass stains, cool. We got in the hands. Could be something in there. Gardener's hands. Okay, so he's actually a gardener. But,
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven,
okay.
would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
I don't know, gardening.
Because
Guessing
you
he's
are the
right.
gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed
Why are
your
these people
hands.
so stunned
They
by
told
him
me
knowing
that
their
you
job? I
work
mean,
with
it's
the
quite,
earth.
you could quite
Small
easily kind of find that
fragments of
stuff out, I
plants
imagine, back
snagged to
then.
your trousers
Surely.
indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit.
Yes, that's the gardener's bird, of course.
all right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
I don't believe you. You've
That's
lied
all
about
for
far
now.
too much for that.
Hurtley's stories are false leads.
Okie
But
dokie.
now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept. at
Yes, you
Woodman's
do,
Lee.
Holmes. Okay, so I've stayed away from all the clues and stuff as much as we can, so I can do them all with you guys. But right now, I think I need to jump back to the Woodman's Lee, find his tools, whatever there's there. I don't believe it's tools, but we shall see. Well, look at what we found, folks. Hidden where he was apparently hiding his tools. We have found the box from Black Pete's
Let us see what
thing.
is in this box.
Oh, we have another puzzle. How do I do this then? Rotate. Oh, okay, is that... Okay, that's quite cool. Where's this? So I have to line up the okay, yeah, I have to line up the lines. So let's start with getting these lines matched. Right. Cool. And does that match up with that one? Near enough. Okay, and then you do this. Right. Oh, that's it. Cool. That wasn't too bad actually. Okay, what's inside though? That's the question.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hartley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship.
Ooh, scandalous.
Interesting.
I imagine they probably didn't say it back then. You should ask Mrs. Carey about this. Hey, you been cheating on your fella? You been cheating on him, yeah? You been cheating on a pirate? Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hartley.
What are you talking about?
Just slap your Holmes. Hurley's letters. No, that's Hurley's letter. Sorry, romantic correspondence. That's what we want to ask.
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
Yes, we
My
have.
letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Oh, did you now?
Why did Mr. Hartley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him. Not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
I mean, you were messing around with your.
You believe that he killed your
It's
husband?
still pretty bad as
No,
well.
I do not know.
I mean, nowhere
I
near
do
as bad
not
as murder.
know.
Well, I
Leave me
mean,
alone, please.
You can't be that bad.
Thank you,
You
madam.
cheated
I
on your
wonder
fella.
if Wiggins has
You should-
managed to find any sailors.
I mean, I know it was terrible for so you couldn't really leave your guy, but anyway, we have to go back now and find out if Wiggins. So Wiggins is our little kid on the streets, and I think we pay him for his information, which apparently him and his little gang are very good at finding out. So we're gonna find that, and hopefully we should find one of the pirates who's on Black Pete's ship.
Arming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Aww, I gotta lose my outfit. I have to lose the top hat. I mean, Holmes will be completely alike then. Both top hatless. Anyway. Yeah, you don't look like a sailor with the top hat. There we go.
Now
I'll go
I can approach
change.
Cairns
No, I
and
don't
see
actually.
if he
I probably could
recognizes
actually
the
have that outfit, to be fair. This, by the way, was just in my wardrobe. I haven't actually bought this for this episode or anything. Anyway, let's go with the Sea Witch pub. That's quite a cool name for a pub. There probably is a place of that. Do you think they give away that he's not a sailor when he turns up in his own carriage? Right, Patrick Carey is going to be the one at the end, isn't it? On his own. Or was it that guy? Nope. Not the one with the flies bad. It is actually you? Okay, fair enough. What we got to do with you then?
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
Nice.
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling and arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
Likely sort.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Okay. Oh, I have to do this. Follow Kane's facial expressions to understand his moves. Okay. Right, so he's put a strain on there. And there, I suppose. Ooh. I'm not sure. Is that... I need to get some energy back. Ooh, gotcha. Do I get you? Yeah, I can get you. I'm so close to getting you. I'm so close. Oh, so close to getting you there. Okay, so that's your thing. So that. Okay, so that's where you're going to push back. I can't tell. There. Come on, give me the thing. Just give me the thing. I gotta get my energy back. Yes, yes, just finish the thing. Okay, this is annoying now. I will grab you back in when I finish this. Okay guys, so we found out from our friend here, our very drunk friend by this point, that he was on Black Peter's crew, and when he was also on the August 1883 voyage that we were looking into, he was there when they brought Joshua on board, and Black Peter and Joshua was talking most of the night. Joshua only had a silver tin box with him. Next day, Joshua wasn't there anymore. And this guy did see it. Black Peter tied his legs together and dropped him off the edge of the boat. Bye bye. So yeah, Black Peter is the murderer.
Have you got any tobacco? We've run out.
And now we've planted the smoke thing back in his coat. Connect to and see if it was actually his.
What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
And it turns out it is his. So he was actually there at the murder
Well, I
scene.
have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod.
Well, that throws me
Captain
off.
Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good
Okay.
harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe.
Yeah,
If
Ahab
you
probably
like,
could have used a good harpoon
I'm
or
done
two.
here. It's time to leave.
Okay. I think that's the end of it. I think that's everything that we need to kind of do. So if we hit B, because we can do this in here by the way. So Patrick Ken's pouch from Patrick Karen. Okay, so this is, I believe, all the clues that we are going to get in this chapter. This is everything matched up. So now we have to go through and we select which options we want for each one of these. I believe that there's part of this that it won't let you select certain options if you haven't selected other options before, because it'll break the logical aspect of Sherlock Holmes. So this is for retrieving the notebook. So breaking attempts were made in order to try and recover the notebook that was lying in a pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made the attempts. I'm going to go through and make some choices first, and I'm going to go and I'll explain to you guys in a second, okay? Okay guys, so there's a couple of options for this. So first we can, if we went down this route, we can say that, okay, so this is the route I've gone down at the moment. There's two murderers, and at the moment I can pick between Nedigan being the instigator, which would make him more culpable, or Hurtley being the instigator, and vice versa. We can, I imagine, take these out, so we can mess around with things and say that it just proves that he was looking for papers. It doesn't say that he's guilty or anything like that. So it could absolve Nedigan, it could absolve the other guy as well, Hurtley, in which case then we could try and make Karen responsible. Now, personally, I don't feel like there's enough. I mean, I've been toying with it for ages, and one of the bigger things that messed around with me was the fact that he had his knife out. Okay? Yeah, I've been getting really into the spirit of this, and the bigger thing that stumped me with maybe it was Karen is because the guy had his knife out, and I don't think that he's close enough to either the other two to have sat down and had drinks with them. Like, Karen is the only one he probably would have done that with. Like, it was rum that was out, so it is piratey kind of thing, and it's drinks with them and whatever. So if it was then whatever. And Karen is the only one who's capable enough of, you know, piercing him with the harpoon right off. But if that's the case, then it doesn't explain why the notebook was there. So the notepad that was then soaked in blood that Nedigan was trying to get, because it was, you know, it was left there, it was soaked in blood. It wouldn't explain why that was there if it was him, Karen. So for me, it feels like it was these two. These two both seem too scrawny to have held the harpoon on their own. And again, I feel like out of the two, Hurtley is probably more likely to have instigated it. I think. I feel like Nelligan's a kid, and maybe that's what's dragging me towards that. I'm seeing the decency in a kid, maybe. But he still killed a guy, and his blood was still there, and he went back a couple of times. So maybe it was Nelligan, that's why he kept going back. Okay, so yeah, you can pick a few different options for this, and when we get to the end of this, I think it shows us how many people picked whatever, and I'll save things before we do this, but this is going to be my choice. I'm going to go with the 2 murderers, and I'm going to go with... I think I'm still going to go with this. Yeah. Confirming a moral choice. Oh my gosh, okay. I mean, he's a kid. Is he the instigator? I kind of feel like he is. I don't feel like Hurley would have found him otherwise. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Gentlemen, we know everything about your association to kill Black Peter. Admit that you planned it together.
Our association? I don't even know this man.
You needed to kill Peter Carey.
I'm being a little bit...
There had to be 2 of you there.
Ridiculous. I'm innocent.
All that remains is to determine the level of guilt. Which one of you is the initiator in this case?
But I just told you, I've never seen this man before.
I don't believe
It's him. He's the culprit. He was forcing me. He threatened me. He's the mastermind behind it all.
Shut up. You're a lunatic.
Well, it all seems very clear, don't you think, Mr. Holmes?
Inspector, I believe that Nelligan is the true culprit. Hurtley was his accomplice, blinded by his love for Peter's wife.
You've got it wrong. It isn't true.
That's right. I confess.
Oh, I'm
Well, young
wrong.
man, turns out you are the gang leader. I don't fancy your chances now.
Oh, I got it wrong.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Thingy's
Very
in
well,
charge.
Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
Alright, here we go, guys. So, if you don't want to know the real choice... I mean, I could be completely wrong, by the way. If you don't want to know, look away now, because I'm going to press space to hold to check my conclusions. May spoil game experience. I don't see why I have to spoil it. I've already done it now, so it's kind of like, whatever. But here we go. Nelligan is the initiator. What's wrong with the 2 murderers thing? Nelligan on his own? Is that the bit that's wrong? I don't understand. What's wrong? More choice. Maybe... No, I don't know. So Nelligan killed him on his own. Is that what they're saying? Oh, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to stick with my decision. Better finish the case. Yes. Oh, that's nice. I'm a justice seeker. My case statistic 5% solve the case the same way, and 39%. I'm always happy when I'm in that kind of lower bracket. Made the same moral choice. 5% solve the case the same way. How do you solve it any differently? I don't know. That was interesting though. So yes, this was that was Sherlock Holmes' Crimes and Punishment. That was the first chapter. I think that's the end of it. Yeah, it is the end of it. Riddle on the Rails, I think is the next chapter. I'm going to carry on playing this game, like, either way. If you guys want to carry on seeing it, I will try and find a way to trim this down to make it enjoyable, at the very least. And, you know, it's nice to hype myself up once in a while. But if you guys have enjoyed this, then this is on Steam. It's free to play. I highly encourage you guys to play it. It's very good. It's very... involving. You'll get focused on it quite easily, and it will involve you for like a good, I don't know, this has been 15 minutes, an hour or so. I will chop this down quite a lot, so it won't quite seem like it, but and it's quite taxing. Some of it is, you know, the puzzles in this are very good. They're not too challenging, they're challenging just enough to kind of keep you involved in it. And I imagine the further you get into the other cases and stuff, the harder they'll get and the more involved you'll have to kind of be with it and whatever. But it's a really good game, and you know, it's free, so you can't complain, really, can you? But I have been Big Cheesy, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the show today. Stay safe out there, stay kind to each other, stay happy, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye for now.